Good morning. So we have now um, the, the topic that we should have done 20 years ago. That is, do we have a voice? Does a person have a voice? Voice in what? Voice in operation, voice in living, voice in a habitat, voice in a family, voice in nature. So this, somebody is making a noise. I must say, please mute yourself. If you can't mute, you may exclude yourself. This is an experiment today. I want to eventually discover if this meeting has a voice. So if anybody noisy and want to make noise, kindly excuse yourself. This is an experiment to see if we succeed. We have to let the world succeed, that people listen to each other. So we listen to you when you speak, and please listen. You don't have to listen, but don't make noise. All right, this part should be excluded. Manish, can you restart it?
I will edit it, and we are not yet live on Facebook, so you can.
Okay, okay. Um, so this thing called Shwara that we have the topic today, it's kind of an old word, but not seen the way we are seeing today. Ramapriya is here. Ramapriya, I and occasionally Prem Nagar. We do read the old ancient scripture called the Vedas. So some 2 years ago, the word came up, the Shwara. Shwara has the original, the early syllable, Shwa. And it's not clear what does so mean. But we discovered that when they say Shwa, they relate to the individual. And what that basically may mean that if you remain totally quiet, all by yourself, hold yourself tight, feel yourself, the expression that you may get out of you has a so sound. I don't know why, but that's the experiment you can each do. Do we have a Shwara in you? Now so that is Shwara. And then we saw that given the Shwara, you have many other attributes called Shobha, called Shodha, called Shopa. What is Shobha? How you present yourself. What is Shodha? How you hold yourself. What is Shwara? How you express yourself. How to Shopa? How do you protect yourself? Now, these things are kind of you understand by inference, because there is no dictionary of the oral speech. You interpret by virtue of reading loud, thinking loud, and saying, possibly this is what it means. And that's the reason I want you to all at least be quiet. You have no Shwara unless you are totally quiet. Anybody that is not quiet should not be here in this experiment. In this experiment. So kindly bear with me this next 2 hours. Number one, I'm very grateful that people have joined. They want to explore this swara. We want to go forward to see whether we listen to each other and find that swara. And does thing when we do anything, does a swara come with it? Is the swara is not the message. Swara is the rendering of the message. And the rendering is when we throw our own rendering, then the message dies. With that, let me introduce, let us start. I heard the protocol before. That is Prafulla Mishra, if he's here. He's supposed to start, but he's not here. So Vijay Kumar Haravali from Chinmaya Mission will begin the Sanskrit composition. And after he finishes, I think Sergio is Sergio here? Sergio is here, is it?
Yes, I think so. He's here.
Sergio will follow up. So I gave the Sergio's poem. Anyone can feel free to join. When you join, raise your hand. Either raise your you see there's a reaction thing. There's a raise hand in the reaction below. So raise your hand, and then I will call upon you. And the multiple hands, then I'll be subjective. But don't make noise. And then we continue until the end. So we have about say 20 people maybe, so we can finish in 2 hours, 2 hours. And then after that, if people hold on a little longer, we have gotten a grant from Massachusetts Cultural Council and to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the India poetry. So we can discuss that if you want to volunteer, how to ideas, time, labor, please feel free to do so. But again, the commitment is the Shwara. Shwara is not what will come from the voice. Shwara is how you feel about it inside of you. So let us continue. Vijay Kumar, Dr. Vijay Kumar Haravali from Chinmay Foundation is our first speaker.
Namaste, everybody. My poem today is about the evolution of speech. This was inspired by the work that I read online by Vijayji. It's the evolution of speech. That is what the theme of the poetry reading today. According to our ancient tradition, the truth behind the universe is said to be Sat, Chit, and Ananda Swarupa, which means that its presence can be imminently perceived. It has an energy, a driving force, which engages our desires and their execution. Ultimately, it motivates us to seek a permanent state of bliss. Its presence is perceived by all living beings as rasa. Vedas declare that this rasa itself is Brahman. Raso vai saha is the Vedic declaration. This rasa triggers the neural network in our brain and produces bhava, which can be roughly translated as feeling. This feeling gives rise to the desire to speak, and the desire energizes the prana, the vital air. The prana, which is at this stage called udana, arises in the navel and reverberates in the chest, throat, and the skull. And that is the swara, the sound of speech. The Vedas have described 3 different meters which are suitable for chanting at these 3 levels. For example, Gayatri Chanda is said to be arising from the chest. What Vedas describe as the truth is seen by the devotees as Shiva, Vishnu, and many other deities. This prayer is to that universal truth, to that Brahman, who is the voice behind the voice of speech. And we pray to him to be the voice for all. those who can speak and those who lack the faculty of speech, those who are weak and those who are with limited means, salutations to that Swara Brahma. The prayer is written in the traditional Anushtup Chandas, and it's titled Swaropasana. Satchidananda Rupo Yaha Rasa Ityabhidhiyate Sacha Vedeswarah Prokto Vedante Cha Pratishthitaha Rasat Sanjayate Bhavaha Bhavat Ichha Prapadyate Ichaya Preritam Manaha Manasa Prerito Agnihi Agnina Prerito Pranaha Prano Nabhyad Gamyate Nabheh Pravahati Pranaha Hridi Kanthe Shirasyapi Gayatri Traishtubhah Chandaha Jagati Ityabhidhiyate Bhaktanam Abhiyuktanam Shivascha Saharistatha Swarat Parah Parat Paraha Mahasvano Maheshwaraha Ajnanam Jnanavatanam Cha Mukanam Alpachetasam Dhaninam Hatabhaganam Bhavedesho Dhvanis Sada Namo Namah Swara Brahma Namo Namah Namo Namah.
Okay. All right. People who may not, so these are mechanics. What he said is the mechanics of how sound is produced, which kind of established empirically by the scriptural scientists in India. But again, there is no other theory done by other people. So let us follow with our friend, Professor Sergio Inestrosa, from, I don't know where he's originally from, but he's a Spanish professor and here in local college and has been our friend for a few years. So Sergio, go.
Thank you so much, Bjorn. Good morning to everyone. Do you want me to read in Spanish first and then
Please
in
do.
English?
Yes, yes.
Okay. The poem is titled Lo poco que te puedo dar, and it's pretty much a re-encounter between two people that love each other, and this re-encounter occurred years after that relationship, and the gentleman is telling that lady there is very little that he can offer her at this point. ¿Qué tengo para darte cuando de nuevo nos veamos? Me preguntas. Y desde ya te advierto que no tengo mucho que ofrecerte, excepto, tal vez, estos brazos ya cansados y esta alma que se ha ido quedando vacía por tu ausencia. Ya ni siquiera puedo ofrecerte la cambiante luz del día, pues me ha sido poco a poco arrebatada por la ceguera. Sin embargo, si la aceptas, aún puedo compartir contigo mis culpas, que han quedado atrapadas en ese sol amarillo que cuelga en alguna parte del cielo. También puedo darte el recuerdo del cielo azul a principios de otoño, que tanto te gustaba. Y también te puedo ofrecer el blanco de las olas que altivas vienen a terminar aquí a la orilla de la playa. Nada más tengo para compartir, pues he perdido el mundo entero y me he quedado solo respirando apenas el olor pesado de la lluvia en aquellos días ya lejanos de nuestra infancia compartida. Nada más puedo darte salvo tal vez los recuerdos en los que perduras fina y delicada. Y también, si me dejas, puedo darte mi voz que a diario susurra que nunca he dejado de amarte. In English, more or less, the translation is a free translation, so it may not be exact. The poem more or less says this: the little that I can give you, What do I have to give you when we met again? You ask me. I already tell you that I don't have much to offer you, except maybe these tired arms and this soul that has been left exhausted by your absence. I can't even offer you the changing light of the day anymore because it has been little by little taken away from me by my blindness. However, if you accept it, I can still share with you my faults, who have been caught in that yellow sun that hangs somewhere in the sky. I can also give you the memory of the blue sky at the beginning of autumn, that you like it so much. And I can also offer you the white of the waves that haughty come to end up here on the shore. I have nothing more to share because I have lost the whole world, and I am left alone, barely breathing the heavy smell of rain in those distant days of our shared childhood. I cannot give you anything else except, perhaps, the memories in which you endure fine and delicate. And also, if you let me, I can give you my voice, that daily whisper that I have never stopped, that says, I'm sorry, that daily whisper that says that I never stopped loving you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Um, I think in the protocol would be you speak your own language first. As I say, we are doing Shwara. Shwara is not the contents. Shwara is whether your words are your words. How does it touch you? How does it convince you so that others can be communicated? So you are not throwing bundles. You are speaking your voice. Some noise has come in.
Can I go now? Can I read
No,
my poem?
you have to raise your hand, Brother Lon. There's a hand
I'm
there. Um, there's a hand there, Ramapriya.
Namaste, everybody.
After somebody finishes, raise your hand, and then I will call upon you. Only after the person finishes.
Yeah, this is a poem in Kannada, has 3 stanzas, follows the expressions that has been promulgated by Dr. Vijay Kumar in Sanskrit. Swaravadu ಅಕ್ಷರವೆಂಬರು ತಿಳಿದವರು ಬರವಣಿಗೆಯ ಭಾಷೆಯ ಮಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲವು ಬರೀ ಭಾವದ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆಯು ಶಾರೀರದ ಅಂಗಗಳಿಂದ ಉದ್ಭವಿಸುವುದು ಮೆದುಳಿನ ಮಡುವಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿ ಬರುವ ಹದದ ಮತಿ ವಿಚಾರಗಳ ಮಂಥನವದು ಶ್ರುತಿ ಸ್ಮೃತಿಗಳ ಸತ್ವದ ಚೋದನೆಯದು ಕ್ಷಿತಿಜೀವಿಯ ಬಡಬಡಿಕೆಯೂ ಆಹುದು ಗುರುವಿತ್ತ ಪಾಠಗಳ ಮನದಿ ಮಥಿಸಿ ಘೋರದಂಧಕಾರದಿ ಜ್ಯೋತಿಯೆಡೆ ಸೆಳೆವ ಜ್ಞಾನೋಕ್ತಿಯ ಮನತೊಟ್ಟು ಬಾಳ ಬಂಗಾರ ಮಾಡುವ ಶಕ್ತಿಯದು. The translation follows like this. Swara is immutable, so say the learned. It's not limited by languages, but it is strengthened by the emotions alone and is generated by the organs of the body. It is formed in the ponds around the brain. It is the controlled churning of the mind. It is the goading of scriptural lessons, also the ramblings of all earthly lives. With reverberating the teachings of scholars in our mind, concentrating on the wise saying that draws us out of darkness unto light. It helps us transform our lives to success and achievement. Thank you.
All right. Next, raise your hand. Again, people who are raising hand arbitrarily are automatically eliminated. You must raise your hand only after the person finishes. Please. All right. Madhumata Patil. Okay. Okay. Go. Please lower your hands. Everybody else. Try, please help me. We're doing shwara. Don't be noisy. Okay. Madhumita
Namaskar.
Patil.
Yeah. Namaskar. The Voice of Nature. 2 words Kannada poem Nisargada Swara. The voice of nature narrates the beauty of nature in the springtime. All the trees were wearing the tender leaves like dupatta and decorate their crown with colorful flowers and their fragrance all around. During springtime, birds chirp and butterflies fly all over the parks. Among all this, the enchanting voice of Koel makes you to wake up and go out to enjoy the nature. So just I will read out in Kannada. Nisargada Swara. Nisargada Swara. ಹೂಗಳು ಅರಳಿವೆ, ಪರಿಮಳ ಹರಡಿವೆ, ನಿಸರ್ಗದ ಮಧುರಮಯವಾಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು ಕುಹು, ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು ಕುಹು. ಹದಿ ಹರೆಯದ ನಿಸರ್ಗ ಮೈ ಮನ ತುಂಬಿ ಮೆರೆದಿದೆ ಚೆಲುವ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ಬಗೆ ಬಗೆಯ ಬಣ್ಣದ ಕಾಮನ ಬಿಲ್ಲು ಕಂಡಿವೆ, ಬಯಕೆಗಳು ತಂದಿವೆ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ತೀರದ ಆಸೆಯು ಅರಳಿದೆ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಯಸಿದೆ ಒಲವನು. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ನಳಕುವ ಬಳ್ಳಿಗಳು ಹೆಮ್ಮರವ ಬಯಸಿದೆ, ಓದುವ ಕಾಲವಿದು. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ವಸಂತ ಬಂದನು ಜಿಗಿಯುತ್ತ ಕುಣಿಯುತ್ತ, ಸಂಧಿಸಲು ನಿಸರ್ಗವ. ವಸಂತ ಬಂದನು ಜಿಗಿಯುತ್ತ ಕುಣಿಯುತ್ತ, ಸಂಧಿಸಲು ನಿಸರ್ಗವ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ವಸಂತ ಬರೆದನು ಒಲವಿನ ಓಲೆ, ಚಿಗುರಿದ ಎಲೆ ಎಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ. ವಸಂತ ಬರೆದನು ಒಲವಿನ ಓಲೆ, ಚಿಗುರಿದ ಎಲೆ ಎಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ಕತ್ತಲು ಕಳೆದಿದೆ, ಬೆಳಕು ಹರಿದಿದೆ, ಮೂಡಲ ಬೆಳಗಿದೆ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ಹಸುರಿನ ನೆಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿಗುರಿದ ಮರದಲ್ಲಿ, ಎಲೆಗಳ ಮರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ಸುತ್ತಲೂ ಚಲುವಿದೆ, ಮುತ್ತಲು ದುಂಬಿಗಳಿವೆ, ಎತ್ತಲ ಒಲವಿದೆ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. ಜನ ಮನ ಕುಣಿಯಲಿ ಜಗವಿದು ತಣಿಯಲಿ, ಹರುಷದ ಹೊಳೆಯಲಿ. ಜನ ಮನ ಕುಣಿಯಲಿ ಜಗವಿದು ತಣಿಯಲಿ, ಹರುಷದ ಹೊಳೆಯಲಿ. ಹಾಡೆಲೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆ ಕುಹು 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 ಕುಹು. Now it is I'll read it in English. Vasanta came over, jumping and running to meet with the nature. Sing koel kuhu 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 kuhu. Vasanta wrote love letters on all the tender leaves. Sing koel kuhu 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 kuhu. Dark days are over, bright light is everywhere. Skies are sparkling. Sing a koel kuhu 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 kuhu. In the green land on the blossomed trees, in the midst of leaves, sing koel kuhu 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 kuhu. Beauty is everywhere, nature is enchanting, love is all over. Sing koel kuhu 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 kuhu. Flowers are bloomed, fragrance is spread out, butterflies are kissing. Sing koel kuhu 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 kuhu. Youthful nature with her body and mind exhibiting beauty, sing a koel, kuhu, 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 kuhu. Not quenching wants, boomed in a mid mind, and longing for love, sing a koel, kuhu, 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 kuhu. Various colorful rainbows are there, rise numerous desires, sing a koel, kuhu, 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 kuhu. Delicate creepers to lean on big trees, racing in this time, sing a koel, kuhu, 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 kuhu. People feels happy, universe is joyful, in the river of merriment, sing a koel, kuhu, 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 kuhu. Thank you.
All right, very good. Who's next?
Okay, so my name is Neena Wahi, and I'm going to read a poem in Hindi. It's very much related to what the previous poetess read. So it's about, I'll read it in Hindi first, and then I'll give the English translation. झरझर झरते झरने, कल कल बहती नदियां, गुन गुन गुनाते भंवरे, सर 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 सरहाती बहती पवन, कहती हमसे मौन वाणी को स्वर दो, अपनी मौन वाणी को स्वर दो, बोलो और मन की गांठें खोल दो, बोलो और मन की गांठें खोल दो, कुछ तो तुम भी बोलो, कुछ तो तुम भी बोलो, नदियों का बहना, मुर्गे की बांग का हमें भोर में जगाना, रात को जुगनुओं की जुगलबंदी करना, शहरों के कृत्रिम प्रकाश में ये सब चीजों का लुप्त हो जाना हमें फिर याद दिलाता है कि हम प्रकृति की स्वर लहरी को खोलकर बनावटी प्रकृति की स्वर लहरी को छोड़कर बनावटी वातावरण में बनावट का जीवन जी नहीं रहे, हम जीवन जी नहीं रहे, काट रहे हैं, जीवन को काट रहे हैं। मौन होकर घर के किसी कोने में छुपकर क्यों बैठ गए हैं, जब झरने नहीं भूले बहना, जब झरने नहीं भूले बहना, हवा सरसराहट पैदा करना नहीं भूली, प्रकृति के हर स्वर को हम फिर से स्पंदन दें, प्रकृति के हर स्वर को हम फिर से स्पंदन दें, अपनी अपनी मौन दबी आवाजों को फिर गूंजते स्वर दें, फिर गूंजते स्वर दें। अन्याय, अत्याचार, गरीबी, भूखमरी सब निरंतर हमारी स्वरवाणी का आधार ढूंढ रही हैं, निरंतर हमारी स्वरवाणी का आधार ढूंढ रही हैं। आओ आओ मिलकर मौन को तोड़ें, आओ मिलकर मौन को तोड़ें और अपनी बुलंद आवाज से आसमान का सीना चीरें। दर्द और पीड़ा के स्वर आसमान के दर्द और पीड़ा के स्वर आसमान में आज भी सैकड़ों सुराग करने की ताकत रखते हैं, सैकड़ों सुराग करने की ताकत रखते हैं। फिर क्यों मौन बैठ गए तुम, फिर क्यों मौन बैठ गए तुम, हमने हार न मानी, हमने हार न मानी, तुम भी हार न मानो, तुम भी हार न मानो, बोलो और अपनी बुलंद आवाज से अधिकारों की मांग करो, स्वर अपने स्वर से आसमान का सीना चीरो, अपने स्वर से आसमान का सीना चीरो, हमको हक मिलेगा, ऐसा ही विश्वास जगाओ, जन जन में हमको अपना हक मिलेगा, ऐसा ही विश्वास जगाओ, जग 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 में बोलो बोलो कुछ तो बोलो, बोलो बोलो कुछ तो बोलो मेरे मित्रों, बोलो बोलो कुछ तो बोलो मेरे मित्रों। थैंक यू। अभी इसका इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन करने की कोशिश करती हूँ। इन नेचर द फाउंटेन्स आर मेकिंग नॉइज, भंवरेस आर मेकिंग नॉइज, wind is blowing with great noise, and but we are sitting quietly. Why are we not opening our mouth and sharing our heart with our friends? Let us speak something, because the rivers are flowing, and you could hear the crow, you could hear the murga, I don't know, cuckoo, you could hear the hen and the cuckoo making noise. They make noise early in the morning to wake us up, but it's not there because of the artificial light in the environment in our cities. So all these things have disappeared, but we can still remind ourselves that the nature is still making noise around us, and living in this artificial light, we are not living our life, we are just dragging it. Our life has been dragged in this unnatural environment. So we should not, and we are in this unnatural environment, we are sitting quietly in a corner of our house. We should not do that, because nature still is alive in the form of blowing air, in the form of fountains. So we should give our voice, which is our voice for our rights, which is being crushed. And once we speak for our rights, it will break the, it will create the holes in it. It has the power to create the holes in the sky. So we should all not sit quietly, but we should speak loud and speak to our heart and make a lot of noise, so that the sky can create holes, and everybody should be able to speak their hearts for and stand up for their rights. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Thank you for giving me chance. Thank you.
Okay, who's next?
I can go next because mine is on the
That's okay. No, don't. You said that you just raised hand. I think that's all.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is on the spring season, and that is Vasanta Ritu. So I can go.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, my poem is in Kannada as well as I read the translation later. The summary of the poem is: spring is the season that falls between the winter and the summer, when the weather becomes warmer and the plants start to grow. During this time, the natural world revives and reinvigorates. Trees bloom, flowers smile, and the new beauty brings astonishment to all of us. Spring, the king of all seasons, becomes quite pleasant and looks happiest. So my poem in Kannada, the title is Vasanta Rutu. ವಸಂತ, ಹೇ ಋತುಗಳ ರಾಜ, ಬರೆದೆಯಾ ನೀ ಚಿಗುರಿದ ಎಲೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಲವಿನ ಓಲೆ, ಮಾಡಿದೆಯಾ ನೀ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಮಾಲೆ, ಮಾಡಿದೆಯಾ ನೀ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಮಾಲೆ. ನೀ ಬಂದು ನಿಂತಾಗ, ನಿಂತು ನೀ ನಕ್ಕಾಗ, ಎಲ್ಲಲ್ಲೂ ಸಡಗರ ತುಂಬಿ ಬಂದ್ಹಾಂಗ, ಮೆಲ್ಲಗೆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಮೈ ಮೆರೆದ್ಹಾಂಗ, ನಿನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಆಕೆ ನಕ್ಕಾಂಗ, ನಿನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಆಕೆ ನಕ್ಕಾಂಗ. ಲಘುವಾಗ್ಯಾವ ರಾತ್ರಿಗಳು, ನಿಳುವಾಗ್ಯಾವ ದಿನಗಳು, ಭೂಮಿಗಿಳಿದಾವ ಬಿಸಿ ಗಾಳಿಗಳ ಸುಳಿಗಳು, ತೂರಿ ತೂರಿ ಬಂದಾವ ಹೊಸ ಮಣ್ಣ ಕಂಪಿನ ಗಂಟುಗಳು, ತುಂಬ್ಯಾವ ಮೈ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಧುಮುಕುವ ಕನಸುಗಳು, ತುಂಬ್ಯಾವ ಮೈ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ ಧುಮುಕುವ ಮಧುಮಯ ಕನಸುಗಳ. ಚೊಕ್ಕಾದ ಆಗಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛಂದದಿ ತೇಲುವ ಮೋಡಗಳ ಮೇಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿದ್ದಾವ ನೋಡ, ನೇಸರನ ಹೊಳೆಯುವ ಹೊಂಗಿರಣಗಳು. ನಲಿದಾರ ನೋಡಿ ಯಕ್ಷಣಿಯರು ಅಪಾರ, ಮೆರೆದಾರ ನಮ್ಮ ಗಾನ ಕಲೆಯ ಭಂಡಾರ, ಮೆರೆದಾರ ನಮ್ಮ ಗಾನ ಕಲೆಯ ಭಂಡಾರ. ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ಹಾರಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ಹಕ್ಕಿಗಳು, ನೋಡಿದಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ನಲಿದಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ದುಂಬಿಗಳು, ಆಗಸದಲ್ಲಿ ತೇಲಾಡುತ್ತಿರುವ ಗಾಳಿಪಟಗಳು, ಮಾಮರಗಳಿಂದ ಸೂಸಿ ಬರುತ್ತಿವೆ ಕೋಗಿಲೆಯ ಕೋಮಲ ಗಾನಗಂಗ, ಕೋಗಿಲೆಯ ಕೋಮಲ ಗಾನಗಂಗ. ಕಂಡಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣುವ ಬಣ್ಣ ಬಣ್ಣದ ಕಾಮನ ಬಿಲ್ಲು, ಎಲ್ಲರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಿ ಬರುತ್ತಿವೆ ಬಗೆ ಬಗೆಯ ಬಯಕೆಗಳ ಅನಂತ ಸರಮಾಲೆಗಳು, ರಚಿಸುತ್ತಿವೆ ಸಕಲ ಸಂತಸದ ಸೆಲೆಯ ನೆಲೆಗಳ, ರಚಿಸುತ್ತಿವೆ ಸಕಲ ಸಂತಸದ ಸೆಲೆಯ ನೆಲೆಗಳ. ಗಿಡ ಮರ ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಚಿಗುರ್ಯಾವ, ಮೊಗ್ಗು ಹೂವಾಗಿ ಅರಳ್ಯಾವ, ದುಂಬಿಗಳು ಮೆಲುವಾಗಿ ಮುತ್ತು ಇಕ್ಕ್ಯಾವ, ತೀರದ ಆಶೆಯ ತೋರ್ಯಾವ, ಆರದ ಉರಿಯ ಹಚ್ಚಾವ, ಆರದ ಉರಿಯ ಹಚ್ಚಾವ. ಮಾದಕ ಮೋಡಿಯ ನಿಶೆಯನ್ನು ತರಿಸುವ ಇಂದ್ರಜಾಲದ ಕಾಲವಿದು, ಪ್ರೇಮ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಪ್ರಣಯ ಲೀಲೆಯ ನಾಡುವ ಕಾಲ, ಇದುವೇ ವಸಂತ ಕಾಲ, ಸಂಭ್ರಮ ಸೂಸುವ ಹೊಸ ಕಾಲ, ಇದುವೇ ಸೊಗಸಿನ ವಸಂತ ಕಾಲ. That's all in Kannada. And in English, the translation goes like this. Vasanta, O King of all seasons, you write on all tender leaves the message of fondness and make a garland of love. You come over stealthily and smile delightfully. Merriment spreads everywhere. Nature matures slowly and she smiles with you. Nights become shorter, days become longer, warmer breeze come down at last and spread earthly freshness. Pleasant dreams fill up minds and body. In the clean skies up above, clouds float freely and show off dazzling sun rays. Angels dance a great deal, disseminate our musical treasure. Chirping birds everywhere, buzzing butterflies here and there, flying kites all around, and expressive melodic songs come out of mango trees. Appear colorful rainbows near and far, surcharge numerous lively desires in every vibrating mind, builds up the stream of life with unending happiness. Plants, trees, and creepers grow, buds bloom into lovely flowers, titliya gently kiss them, convey their thriving desires, and light up the non extinguishing fire. Intoxicating thrill is created. A magic time is this one only, the season of love and romance, a joyful new season on the earth. That is this beautiful Vasanta Kala. That's it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
But why do rainbows come in the spring? They just come. Where do you see rainbows?
I mean,
Okay,
rainbows in the
next one.
sense like, the desires, the beauty.
Okay,
I
all
just,
right.
yeah, it's a kind of an analogy I used.
Right. Okay. Next. Any raise hand? Devilal. Okay. Devilal Mishra. Where are you? Okay.
Namaste. So my poem is The Voice, and this is basically based on the idea that voice is an essential part of life and its existence in varied contexts. So it's a very small poem, and it goes like this. There is a voice in everything. There is a voice in everything, in every emotion of every being. Some voices are resonant and some are silent. But every voice tries to express the deeper essence of life. It takes an ear to hear. It takes an ear to hear, a mind to listen, and a soul to feel the voice. The voice grows with time. The voice grows with time. It transcends the mundane boundaries of the communion and keeps vibrating to the inner space of the human sensibility in every speech. Thank you.
All right. Not bad. Very good. Next one. Raise voice. Raise hand. Anybody goes next? Raise
I
hand.
can
Okay.
actually go next.
Okay. Manorama.
Thank you. Namaste to all. It's nice to see many familiar faces. Today's topic is voice or swara, a small word, but the meaning can be subjective. In English, it mostly refers to the sound produced by one's speech or the opinion or attitude expressed by the speech. In Hindi, the swara can be referred to any sound that we hear. So my poem is in Odia, it's in my mother tongue. In my poem, I'm trying to find the source of the voice or sound. I'll try to read small sections and their translation, so hope others can follow it. Title of my poem is Swara O Iswara, sound and its source. Oh, କେତେ ଭିଡ଼ ନା ଖୋଲା ପଡ଼ିଆରେ ନା ଆବଦ୍ଧ କୋଠରୀରେ ସବୁଠି ନୀରବତାର ଉତ୍କଟ ଅଭାବ। ଗାଡ଼ି, ମୋଟର, ଟିଭି, ମୋବାଇଲ, ପଙ୍ଖା ଓ ହିଟର ସବୁଆଡ଼େ ଘୁଁ ଘାଁ ପେଁ ପାଁ ଟିଂ ଟାଁ ସାଇଁ ସାଇଁ ଅନବରତ ଅନୁରଣିତ ହେଉଥାଏ। ଦ୍ରୁତ ବା ମନ୍ଦ୍ର ଏକ ବିବ୍ରତ ଝଙ୍କାର, କିଛି ଶବ୍ଦ କିଛି ନିଶବ୍ଦର। Oh, it's really crowded, be it outside in the open fields or within four walls. Silence is rare. From the machines and gadgets, the voices are here, ringing out like a symphony. Some loud, some whispers, but sounds everywhere. ଖାଲି ଯନ୍ତ୍ରର ଝଙ୍କାର ନୁହେଁ, ଚିହ୍ନା ଅଚିହ୍ନା ସାଙ୍ଗସାଥୀ ପରିବାର ଆଖପାଖେ ଘୁରୁଥିବା ସବୁ ମଣିଷର ସ୍ୱର, କେବେ ଲାଗେ ନିଜର ତ କେବେ ଲାଗେ ପର। Not only the sounds from machines, but also the words expressed by near and dear ones makes me wonder, are these voices true to their words? ବ୍ୟକ୍ତ ବା ଅବ୍ୟକ୍ତ ସବୁ ରୁଦ୍ଧ ସ୍ୱର ନିଶ୍ୱାସରେ ଘୋଳେଇ ବାୟୁମଣ୍ଡଳରେ ଘୂର୍ଣ୍ଣିଭୂତ ହୁଏ। ମନ ଆନ୍ଦୋଳିତ ହୁଏ, ବିବ୍ରତ କରେ ତାର ଭାର। ଏଇ ବୋଧେ ଅବୟବ ଅଧୁନା ଯୁଗର। Expressed or not, but all those voices mixed with breath, constantly dispersed in the atmosphere. Disturbed and perplexed, I wonder if this characterizes the modern world. ଶବ୍ଦର ସେଇ ଜଘନ୍ୟ ପୃଥିବୀରେ ହଜି ଯାଇଥିଲି ମୁଁ। ଦ୍ୱାର ବୁଲି ନେହୁରା ହେଉଥିଲି। ଦିବା ଆଲୋକରେ ବତି ତେଜି ଲଣ୍ଠନକୁ ଟେକି ପଚାରୁଥିଲି, ମୋ ଭିତରେ ନିରନ୍ତର ଶବ୍ଦର ଏ କୋଳାହଳ, କିଏ ମୋତେ କହିବ ତା ଠିକଣା, କେଉଁଠାରୁ ଆସୁଛି ସେ ସ୍ୱର? Amidst the clamor of the world, I was lost, holding a lantern in my hand on a broad daylight, went door to door to inquire from where and why do the sounds I hear. ଏହିଭଳି ଖୋଜୁ ଦିନେ ପାଇଥିଲି ଏକ ସୁନସାନ ଜାଗା, ନିରୋଳା ଓ ଶାନ୍ତ ପରିବେଶ। ଅବିଶ୍ୱାସ୍ୟ, ଏମିତିକା ସ୍ଥାନ ବି ସମ୍ଭବ, ନାହିଁ ଯହିଁ ଶବ୍ଦର ବିକାର। In one such annoying moment, one day I found a peaceful and quite empty space, all silence, unbelievable. ଧ୍ୟାନମଗ୍ନ ଏକ ମୁହୂର୍ତ୍ତରେ କିଛି କ୍ଷଣ ପାଇଁ ନିଜ ସହ ଭେଟ ହୋଇଗଲା। ଶୁଣିପାରିଥିଲି ନିଜ ଭିତରୁ ଉଠୁଥିବା ସୋହମ ଆଉ ଓମକାରର ସ୍ୱର। ତାହା ସହ ବି ଖେଳିଗଲା ନିଶବ୍ଦରେ ଶବ୍ଦର ଭଣ୍ଡାର। And there, in meditation deep, I met myself, and I heard the voice rising from within, Om and Soham, and breathing, breaking the silence, there opened a treasure trove of words, their voices. ଆଉ ସେ ଶବ୍ଦର ଭଣ୍ଡାର ମୋତେ ଫେରେଇ ନେଉଥିଲେ ଭିନ୍ନ ଭିନ୍ନ ଅନୁଭୂତିର ଦୁନିଆକୁ, ଯେଉଁଠି ରାଗ, ଅନୁରାଗ, ଦ୍ୱେଷ, ଈର୍ଷା, କରୁଣା, ପ୍ରେମ, କ୍ଷୋଭ, କ୍ଷମା ସବୁ ଜପୁଥିଲେ ମନ୍ତ୍ର ନିରନ୍ତର ଉତ୍ତୋଳିତ କରି ତାଙ୍କ ସ୍ୱର। All those voices were taking me back to experiences old, where my anger, hatred, jealousy, along with compassion, love, and forgiveness, steadily chanting mantras by raising their voices. ସେଦିନ ଅନ୍ତର୍ମୁଖୀ ହୋଇ ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରିଥିଲି ନିଜର ଯେତିକି ବୁଦ୍ଧି, ଯେତିକି ଅନୁଭୂତି, ତାକୁ ନେଇ ସୃଷ୍ଟି ହେଉଥିବ ବହିର୍ମୁଖୀ ଦୁନିଆର ପ୍ରତ୍ୟେକ ଶବ୍ଦର ସ୍ୱର। ମୁଁ ବୁଝିପାରିଥିଲି ମୋ କ୍ଷମତା ଅନୁସାରେ ମୁଁ କେବଳ ଶୁଣିପାରେ, ମୋ ଚେତନାରେ ପ୍ରତିଫଳନ ତାର। On that day I understood, as I turned inward, My experiences are limited by my own little intellect. So are words and how their voices are perceived. It is all my perception, and I only hear within me its reflection. ତେଣୁବୋଧେ ତେଣୁବୋଧେ ଦୁନିଆର ସ୍ୱର ଓ ଈଶ୍ୱର କେବଳ ମୋ ନିଜ ଅନ୍ତର ମନର। ତେଣୁବୋଧେ ଦୁନିଆର ସ୍ୱର ଓ ଈଶ୍ୱର କେବଳ ମୋ ନିଜ ଅନ୍ତର ମନର। So I think the source of all sounds and voices is only my own creation. Thank you.
Right. Okay. Who's right? Again, when we say swara and this thing we're talking about, this has not been analyzed. World has not analyzed, and this discovery that we each have our own independent voice. Why should human voice be distinct from each other? And whether animal voices are also distinct, we don't know. So that whole story is a scientific investigation which has to be done. That what are the frequencies which combine together, compile themselves, compose, and then the signature comes in. And so all dogs sound similar to us, but then do they have a distinction? All birds seem similar to us. Do they have a distinction? What people have said that man has distinction because we have a vocal cord which can distinguish different harmonics and a composition can come. So let us see who is next.
Can I go? I can relate my poet with her.
Yeah, please do.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. So my poem is on inner voice, that is Atmasad. Summary is inner voice and voice.
Tell your name.
There is a difference between both, and still it is interrelated. Our voice depends on our moods, and it is important for us, every individual, to differentiate between voice and inner voice. And after that, listening, you should live your life with your inner voice. So that is the poem all about in Gujarati. Name is Atmasad. સતત ક્યાંકથી સંભળાયા કરે છે સાદ. હું બોલવા જાઉં છું તો રૂંધાય છે સાદ. મિજાજ એવો સ્વર એવો સાદ. સતત ભાગતી રહેતી જીવનની ક્ષણોમાં હું અને મારી વચ્ચે સતત મૌન સંવાદ. અને એટલે જ જ્યારે હું બોલું છું ત્યારે ઉભરાય એમાં બધા જ મિજાજ. ઘણીવાર ઘણા મને કહે છે મારા અવાજમાં કંઈક છે. શું છે? શું સંભળાતું હશે? મને આવે વિચાર. ઉત્કંઠા, उत्साह के उदासी, रुदन, रुबाई के रुजुता, बेचैनी, बंधन के बंदगी, वाद विखवाद के संवाद. શું સંભળાતું હશે? शून्यता अल्लड़ता के संवाद, वाद विवाद અને નિર્દોષતા. गीत संगीत के भक्ति, हास्य जोश रोष के आक्रोश, अंगत रंगत के संगत. શું સંભળાતું હશે? स्नेह स्पंदन के स्पर्श, हूंफ आरो के अवरोह, विश्वास श्वास के निश्वास, अर्पण કે સમર્પણ. શું સંભળાતું હશે? ખબર નથી પણ કંઈક તો હશે જ. હવે સજાગતાથી મારે સાંભળવો છે મારો સાદ. સહજતાથી માણવી છે મનની મીરાત અને આપવો છે પોતે જ પોતાને પ્રતિસાદ અને આપવો છે પોતે જ પોતાને પ્રતિસાદ. ઘણીવાર ઘણા મને કહે છે મારા અવાજમાં કંઈક છે. થેન્ક યુ.
So do you have a little English translation or explain it?
No, because I think that I summarized that there is inner voice and voice, and we need to live with our inner voice. So I don't think that translation is needed for this poem.
Okay, so you don't have one. Okay, who is the next? Raise your hand. Yeah. Who's next? We are in the reaction. They raise hand. Or maybe people didn't follow what he said. Okay. So we have to. All right. So let us start.
I think Chandu Shah raised hand. Chandu bhai, did
Okay,
you raise hand?
Chandu, you can go. I didn't see. Okay. Tell your name. I think people have to tell your name
Yeah,
first. And then
I'm Chandu Shah. This poem also follows Sejal's poem. It talks about inner voice. So the title of this poem is Maro Awaj. Voice, swar, awaj. Maro awaj. ચંદ્રકાંત શાહનો અવાજ. મને સંભળાય છે મારો અવાજ. મને દેખાય છે મારો અવાજ. રોમ રોમ અનુભવાય છે મારો અવાજ. મારો અવાજ મને લઈ જાય છે. અત્ર તત્ર સર્વત્ર. I will translate this later, but this line is my voice is taking me everywhere. Atra tatra sarvatra. જેસલમેરના સુક્કા બઠ રણમાં, એમેઝોનના જંગલોમાં, આફ્રિકાની વાઇલ્ડ લાઈફ સફારીમાં, જાપાનના ચેરી બ્લોસમમાં, ગ્રાન્ડ કેનિયનની ખીણોમાં, આઇસલેન્ડની નોર્ધન લાઇટ્સમાં, નાયગ્રાના તોતિંગ ધોધમાં, બનારસની સાંધ્ય ગંગા આરતીમાં અને 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 માણસોમાં, પશુ પક્ષી પ્રાણીઓમાં, મોહ માયા પ્યાર મોહબ્બત સ્નેહ આલિંગનમાં, જીવનના ગૂઢ રહસ્યોમાં અને મૃત્યુના ઊંડા પડઘાવમાં. મારો અવાજ, મારી કવિતાનો અવાજ. મારો અવાજ મને ભમાડે છે, રમાડે છે, જગાડે છે, જીવાડે છે. હું છું, મારો અવાજ છે. એક વાર મારો અવાજ તમે પણ સાંભળો, પછી પીછાણો. તમે કદાચ મને ભૂલી જશો, મારો અવાજ તમારી સાથે રહેશે. કારણ કે મારો અવાજ હું નહીં હોઉં ત્યારે પણ હશે જ. સનાતન, શાશ્વત, ફોરએવર. મારો અવાજ, ચંદ્રકાંત શાહનો અવાજ. I'll roughly translate this. Maro awaj, my voice. I have found my voice. That is Chandrakant Shah's voice. I can hear it, I can see it, I can feel it. And my voice takes me everywhere, all different places in Jaisalmer, Amazon, Africa, Japan, Grand Canyon, Iceland, Niagara, Banaras, and with human beings too. With birds, animals, moh, maya, pyar, moh, with all the emotions that I can think of, and into the deep meanings of the life and waiting for death. My voice takes me everywhere. My voice is playing with me. It is making me live what I do. So I am myself and my voice is my voice. So we are two separate things. Once you should also listen to my voice. And then you may forget me, but you will not forget my voice. Because my voice will always be there, whether I'm there or not. My voice, Chandrakant Shah's voice. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, they say the sound never dies. We don't know how the sound can't die. And sound means any vibration, whatever we're making now, it has no extinction. And
May I?
all right, so who next?
May I, Prafulla Mishra?
Oh, Prafulla Mishra. Okay, all right. Oh, you're back. Okay. We'll look for you in the beginning. All right. Move on.
Yes. Start.
Yeah.
So, my namaskar to all the friend poets. This is a poem on Ranangane in the war field. Whatever happens in the physical war, also in the mental war is everywhere. And the war is in the in-laws' house. The war is everywhere. The war is in and out. इदानीम अपि स्वस्यांगे तस्य नामफलकं मुद्राप्य प्रणयिनः प्रणयमोदेन अंगीकरोति असह्यां जंत्रणाम्. Now also by engraving the nameplate on my body, the beloved's love baffled me, for which I am tolerating lots of pain. परम कह जाने कदा मुद्रा पिताम पीड़ाम विस्मृत सकल लोक प्रत्यक्षेण अपरस्यांके सहिष्यति. And who knows when that pain will be forgotten and I will sleep in others' lap. Simantang bimimitum divanisam aswaprushte atibahya na tajati swarajyam. In order to see the end of my kingdom, day and night I am running over the horse and I am not living my Swarajya, not living my own kingdom. Only in the border I am calculating the border. Na smarati kada tasya putraha samutpanna jadasiti ripudesa swasurasya gehe. She could not even remember when he has a son, when his wife was in the enemy's country. Paramadja, because the house of in-law is in enemy country. Paramadja jatha pasyati sokiyam putrasya mastakam smarati tada khadga ghatina lutati kastin mataram drishtva swasya patnim anupasyati. When he strikes the head of his son, he remembers how he is beheading and rolling the head on the field, rolling the head on the earth, and the mother looks, and in the eyes of his mother, in the eyes of his wife, he used to see the rolling head of the son. That is the war field. Ranangana.
Happening in Ukraine and Russia. All right.
Yes.
Okay. Who's next? Yeah, Sajid.
Thank you. As always, it's always a pleasure to see everyone. This is sort of a voice of the dove of peace, given the time we are in, and I hope that it's also resonates the voice for many of us. It is 90 seconds to midnight, and the title is taken from some of you may know there's a Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. Every year they set a clock, and this time they set the clock on January 24th. The clock now stands at 90 seconds to midnight, the closest to global catastrophe it has ever been. And I think the global catastrophe, by that they mean nuclear war, climate change, and virus. So anyway, so this is the poem. It is 90 seconds to midnight. It is 90 seconds to midnight. Do you have a clue? We pretend that the road is a clear drive, but it's flooded. We pretend that grass is green, but it's brown. We pretend that the forest is trees and wildlife, but it's burning. We pretend that the ocean is cool and calm, but it's warming and rising. We pretend that the river is flowing and full, but it is drying and shrinking. We pretend that the glacier is solid and invincible, but it's melting and collapsing. We pretend that the landscape is a winter wonderland, but buried under mounting snow is frozen, fallen power lines, and icy cold homes. We pretend that home is a safe refuge, but it's instantly reduced to rubble, and the sky is bloody red and infested with war hawks showering the earth with bombs and missiles like hailstorms, with the suppressed and silenced death cry of the innocent, and people on all sides as pawns in a proxy war fueled by ambition, delusion, deception, omnipotence, hubris, narcissism, and insatiable greed for permanent profit, for permanent war. But we go on pretending and pretending and pretending that the sky is clear and blue when it is 90 seconds to midnight. Do you have a clue? It is 90 seconds to midnight. It is 90 seconds to midnight. Do you hear me? Do you have a clue? Wake up, rise up, cries the dove, and I ask, I'm here to talk with a bouquet of flowers, not tanks and bombs. How are you? Where are you? Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Is anxiety a part of the Shwara also?
Concern.
Concern, yeah. Like is I communicate something that I see, right? That is others don't see. Yeah. Yeah. And then question is, how do I see? I see. And there are many different things happening in the religious scriptural world. You know, people make prophecies, people say the following, and then other people believe it. So, and you know, this religious people, they go around, good message. So that's also like I see and you don't see. So would you see? So that's the voice. All right, who's next? Who's next? Yeah. Go.
I've raised my hand.
Yeah, go. Prem Nagar.
So Swara. Swara is our inner emotions. They illustrate one's intent and enables to convey that intent. Now, today's poetry, it is my mother's Swara, which I'm trying to convey to all of you. This, of course, this poetry is in the memory of my mother. And she always had certain wise words to share with us in any situation. This is an effort to admire her marvelous tidbits of wisdom that I have treasured and cherish. Mothers impart timeless wisdom. Mothers shape our world right from our birth by nourishing, rocking, nurturing, instructing to grow, and make a path of accomplishment. So the title of the poem is माँ कहती है, Mother's Timeless Wisdom. माँ कहती है, पढ़ो, लिखो और गुणो, क्योंकि पढ़ने से जीवन का पोषण, अभिव्यक्ति शब्दों का विवरण, शब्द चित्रांकन है निर्माण, अभिप्राय अनुभूति है पहचान. माँ कहती है, ज्ञान को पहचानो, डिस्कवर विजडम. अपार समुद्र, नीला आकाश, जाना माना ये उल्लास, उथल पुथल जीवन की नाव, चांदनी में हो ये लवलीन. माँ कहती है, नस नस में हो विवेक तल्लीन. जब ऐसा वैसा होता है, तब वैसा ऐसा होता है, कोई चारा नहीं होता है. खुद करोगे तो भरोगे, नहीं तो क्या करोगे. माँ कहती है. माँ कहती है, मेरे सीधे सादे भोले भाले लाल पीले नीले नालायकों में सबसे लायक, छू मंत्र काली कलंतर कुछ नहीं होता है, क्योंकि खुद मरो तो स्वर्ग आए. माँ कहती है, क्योंकि कर्मों और कुकर्मों का होता यही सब लेखा जोखा, कर्मों और कुकर्मों का होता यही सब लेखा जोखा, उचित अनुचित पूर्वानुमान की अटकलों से निकलो. माँ कहती है, यथार्थ यही है, यथार्थ यही है, केवल यही है. माँ कहती है, सुख दुख को समझो समान. माँ कहती है, सुख दुख को समझो समान, समय के हैं ये उपहार, उपहारों को खोलो, इस कुछ पल रो लो, कुछ पल हंस लो, खुशियों के इस रस को पी लो, खुशियों के इस रस को ले लो. माँ कहती है, पढ़ो लिखो और गुणो, क्योंकि खुद मरो तो स्वर्ग आए. Now, the English translation is, Mother says, read and write and absorb, make path of your own, because education prepares you for livelihood, enables you to express thoughts in words. You build a word map, intent and experience for depiction to navigate this world. Mother says, discover wisdom. The boundless seas and blue sky and very promising exuberance, upheaval experienced in this boat of life, which is absorbed in moonlight. Mother says, immerse wisdom in every cell of your body. Because when things happen in life, life brings surprises. Not many options available other than what you sow, you will reap. Else, what you will do, Mother says. My simple, innocent coloration of red, yellow, and blue, the noblest and the worst, there is no magic, simply nothing. Because to experience heaven, one has to die. To achieve anything, you have to make commensurate efforts. All your good and bad deeds, destiny is here only. Let's be out of predicting good and bad. Mother says, authentic reality is here. Matter of fact, only here and in this life. In time, joy and sadness are the same gifts of life. That's unveiled gifts of life. Cry a little, smile a little. Take the nectar of happiness and enjoy the happiness as they come. Mother says, read, write, and absorb and make part of you. To experience heaven, one has to die. If you want something, you need to make an effort to get it. Mothers are especially the most influential educators of the child. Thank you.
All right, I go now. I go now. I go now with my poem, which I wrote last night, Shwara. So I think I tried to contain many of the things I'm trying to say. What Shwara is. It's an Oriya. It could be probably in Hindi or in Sanskrit. The words are similar. But Shwara, I've done an English translation. Shwara. ଆକାଶର ଛନ୍ଦ ମୁହିଁ ପକ୍ଷୀର କାକଳି ସମୁଦ୍ର ତରଙ୍ଗ ମୁହିଁ ଜନ୍ତୁର ରାବଳି ବୃକ୍ଷର ସୌନ୍ଦର୍ଯ୍ୟ ମୁହିଁ ପୁଷ୍ପର ସୁବଳି ପାହାଡ଼ର ଗାରିମା ମୁହିଁ ପ୍ରସ୍ତର ପାବଳି ମୁହିଁ ଧ୍ୱନି ମୁହିଁ ରୂପ ମୁହିଁ ସ୍ୱରାବଳି. The translation: the music of the sky, the song of the bird, the waves in the ocean, the roar in the herd, the beauty of the trees, the flower in the vase, the grandeur of the hills, the steps to eternity space. I create the vibration. I am that iteration. I am your voice. ଦୁଃଖର କ୍ରନ୍ଦନ ମୁହିଁ ଆଖିର ଲୋତକ ସୁଖର ସ୍ପନ୍ଦନ ମୁହିଁ ପ୍ରାଣର ପୁଲକ ସୂର୍ଯ୍ୟର ଅର୍ଚ୍ଚନ ମୁହିଁ ପ୍ରଭାତ ପାବକ ଚନ୍ଦ୍ରର ଶୀତଳ ମୁହିଁ ଅନ୍ଧାର ଘାତକ ମୁହିଁ କୃଷ୍ଟି ମୁହିଁ ବୃଷ୍ଟି ମୁହିଁ ଧାରାବଳି. I am that cry in your grief, that crack in your tone. I am that thrill in your joy, the shiver in your bone. I'm the glory of the sun, the bright of the morn. I'm the cool of the moon, the witness to the dawn. I am the creation. I'm rain. I am the inner self unbeknown. ନୃତ୍ୟର ଝଙ୍କାର ମୁହିଁ ସଙ୍ଗୀତ ମୂର୍ଚ୍ଛନା ଧନୁର ଟଙ୍କାର ମୁହିଁ ପ୍ରାଣର ସର୍ଜନା ସାପର ଗରଳ ମୁହିଁ ମନୁଷ୍ୟ ପ୍ରାର୍ଥନା ନିସର୍ଗ ଅମୃତ ମୁହିଁ କୋଟି ଆରାଧନା ମୁହିଁ ଭାବ ମୁହିଁ ରସ ମୁହିଁ ଜଗତ ସାଧନା. The rhythm in your dance, the melody in your lance, the drawing of your bow, the tack in your toe, the horror of a snake, life's prayer, both real and fake. I am the medium. I am the power. I am that give and take. ବିଦ୍ୟାର ଅକ୍ଷର ମୁହିଁ କଣ୍ଠର ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ଜ୍ୟୋତିର ପ୍ରକାଶ ମୁହିଁ ଅଜସ୍ର ଆଶ୍ୱାସ ଭକ୍ତର ଦ୍ରବଣ ମୁହିଁ ଶାନ୍ତିର ପ୍ରଶ୍ୱାସ ଆଶାର ଶ୍ରବଣ ମୁହିଁ ଅଜସ୍ର ଆଶ୍ୱାସ ମୁହିଁ ଶ୍ୱାସ ମୁହିଁ ପ୍ରାଣ ମୁହିଁ ଜୀବନ ଶ୍ରବଣ. I am the syllable of knowledge, I'm the breath that ascends. I'm the glow of light, the reality that transcends. I'm the fountain of hope, the consolation that you heed. I'm the stream of devotion, the peace that you need. I'm the precept. I'm the life. I'm the origin of all thought that you breed. ବାଲ୍ମୀକ ତୁରି ମୁହି ସୀତାର ରାବଣ ହନୁମାନ ଧ୍ୟାନ ମୁହି ଭାଇ ବିଭୀଷଣ କୋରାନର ଆଲ୍ଲା ମୁହି ପ୍ରଚଣ୍ଡ ଭୀଷଣ ଯୀଶୁଖ୍ରୀଷ୍ଟ ଶୋଳି ପରେ ନମ୍ର ନିବେଦନ ଧର୍ମ ମୁହି ଶର୍ମ ମୁହି ମୁହି ମୁକ୍ତିର ଇନ୍ଧନ I give words to Valmiki. I scare Sita through Ravana. I'm the diligence in Hanuman. I'm the conscience in division. I'm the Allah in Quran. I'm the command. I am the Almighty. I put Christ on cross. I beg forgiveness. I define humility. Religion flows through me. I'm the rule. I'm the path to liberation. Last stanza. Srushtira Adimata, Budevi Gayatri, Prana Rakshaka Muhi, Vasudha Dharitri, Jala Muhi, Vayu Muhi, Muhi Bhaktatri, Bhakti Muhi, Ukti Muhi, Muhi Adhisthatri, Muhi Ate Adivastu, Mushwara, Srushtira Nishana. I'm the original mother. I'm the Gayatri of the old. I'm the giver of life. I'm the sweet earth, gold and gold. I'm water. I'm air. I bestow the power of hold. I'm spoken. I am the speech. I create all that is told. I'm the origin. I am the voice. I'm a maker to the story untold. The voice. So voice is not a right translation of Swara, but I try to capture Swara as interpreted in the scriptural material that we read. Thank you for listening to me. Swara. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So continue. Who is next?
I can go if I'm...
Yeah, go. Please do.
So the poem is in Hindi. My name is Manish Srivastav, and the title is Ahwan. Ahwan is invocation, and here I am invocating Lord Shiva. Last night was Shivratri. So why I'm invocating Shiva? Here why? Here is why. कब जागोगे? काल कर रहा अट्टहास अब कब जागोगे? काल कर रहा अट्टहास अब कब जागोगे? माँ बहने लुटती हर डेहरी, हर रूह पे घात लगी गहरी, हर आस बनी परिहास, अब कब जागोगे? अब गिद्ध यहाँ पर सोते हैं, नरमुंड फफक कर रोते हैं, और धरा उगलती आग, अब कब जागोगे? अब गिद्ध यहाँ पर सोते हैं, नरमुंड फफक कर रोते हैं, और धरा उगलती आग, अब कब जागोगे? हर ओर चिता की धधक धधक, हवा विषाक्त ये भबक भबक, मानवता बनी अभिशाप, अब कब जागोगे? है पिशाच का नृत्य यहाँ, है रंगा खून में सत्य यहाँ, हर सांस बनी अरदास, अब कब जागोगे? है पिशाच का नृत्य यहाँ, है रंगा खून में सत्य यहाँ, हर सांस बनी अरदास, अब कब जागोगे? जब कुछ भी शेष नहीं होगा, कोई अवशेष नहीं होगा, ना उठे दुआ में हाथ, क्या तब जागोगे? गर तूने हलाहल छाना है और पहना बाघ का बाना है, गर तू त्रिलोकी कहलाता है, कर तांडव व्योम हिलाता है, तो उस त्रिनेत्र को खोल जरा, ले त्रिशूल और डोल जरा, कह दे कि तू है काल स्वयं, कह दे कि तुझमें ही है यम। गर तूने हलाहल छाना है और पहना बाघ का बाना है, गर तू त्रिलोकी कहलाता है, कर तांडव व्योम हिलाता है, तो उस त्रिनेत्र को खोल जरा, ले त्रिशूल और डोल जरा, कह दे कि तू है काल स्वयं, कह दे कि तुझ में ही है यम। कब डमरू तेरा बोलेगा, प्रकाश तिमिर में घोलेगा, कब नंदी संग विराजोगे, कह दो कब जागोगे, बोलो शंकर कब जागोगे, बोलो शंकर कब जागोगे, बोलो शंकर कब जागोगे। I will try to translate here. When will you wake up? The destiny is laughing at humanity. When will you wake up? The mother and sisters are robbed every day. Deep in every soul, every hope is a joke. When will you wake up now? Now vultures sleep here. Men cry with their heads bowing, and fire is raging. When will you wake up? The flame of the fire everywhere. The air is toxic. Humanity becomes a curse. When will you wake up? Vampires dance in here. Truth is drenched in blood here. Every breath became a prayer. When will you wake up? When nothing will be left, everything turns into rubble. When prayers are stopped, will you wake up then? If you have consumed poison for humanity, if you are truly the owner of three worlds, if your Tandav really shakes the skies, then open that Trinetra. Take your Trishul and start stomping. Tell everyone that it is you and you are the only destiny. When will your Damru speak up and spread light into the darkness? When will you arrive with the Nandi? Tell me, when will you wake up? Tell me, Shankar, when will you wake up? Tell me, when will you wake up? Thank you.
Okay. Next.
I can go next, Amandeep.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Amandeep. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I am at our Gurdwara in Westboro today. So I was a little busy in the morning. So in our Sikhism, uh, this month we celebrate Basant festival, which is also celebrated all over India. And here also spring Basant is coming early. So, but yeah, so we are waiting for the Basant. So my poem is for Basant today. It's titled Basant Bahar. हौली हौली बहार है आ रही जीवत ते निश्चल हर पासे ਡੋਡੀਆਂ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਦੀਆਂ ਅੰਗੜਾਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਲੈ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਸਾਵੇ ਪੱਤਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਹਰਿਆਲੀ ਮਨ ਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਸਕੂਨ ਹੈ ਦਿੰਦੀ so it's like that slowly spring is coming and everywhere the flowers are blooming the green leaves give comfort to the soul ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਫੁੱਲਾਂ ਦਾ ਝੁਰਮਟ ਹੈ ਪੀਲੇ ਫੁੱਲਾਂ ਦੀ ਭਰਮਾਰ ਹੈ ਸ਼ਕਤੀਸ਼ਾਲੀ ਪੀਲੇ ਫੁੱਲ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਨੇ ਬਖੇਰ ਦੇ ਸਰੋਂ ਦੇ ਪੀਲੇ ਫੁੱਲ ਦੇਸ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਪਰਦੇਸੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਵਾਜਾਂ ਨੇ ਮਾਰਦੇ everywhere there are flowers especially the yellow flowers which are very powerful the mustard flowers of Punjab they calling all the people who have gone abroad to come home ਪਿਆਰ ਦੋਸਤੀ ਅਮਨ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰਤੀਕ ਲਾਲ ਪੀਲੇ ਤੇ ਚਿੱਟੇ ਗੁਲਾਬ ਦੇ ਫੁੱਲ ਜਿਸਮ ਵਿੱਚ ਵਿਸਮਾਦ ਜਿਹਾ ਛੇੜਦੇ love friendship and peace these three colors for the rose are red yellow and white they'll give you also comfort in your soul in your heart ਚੈਰੀ ਦੇ ਗੁਲਾਬੀ ਫੁੱਲ ਹਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਮਹਿਕ ਨੇ ਭਰਦੇ ਹਰ ਗਲੀ ਹਰ ਨੁੱਕਰ ਬਸੰਤ ਔਰ ਚੈਰੀ ਬਲੌਸਮ ਦੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ So in here in the US, cherry blossom is equivalent. So cherries, flowers are like very, very sweet and they are everywhere. किन्ने सफेद ने गुल बहार दे फुल. Gul bahar is daisy. The white flowers are of daisy. Nilofar de nile full. The blue flowers are of Nilofar. Samundar varge, they are like sea. Fullan diyan rang birangiyan lehran. Everywhere they are like waves of flowers. खिड़े हुए फुल हर तरफ अपने रंग ने फैलाਉਂਦੇ. कुदरत दे कैनवस ते खूबसूरत चित्र ने वाਉਂਦੇ. The blossoming flowers everywhere they shed their color, they show their color, and on the canvas of nature they draw beautiful pictures. ਇਹ ਹੈ ਬਸੰਤ ਬਹਾਰ ਦਾ ਨਿੱਘਾ ਮੌਸਮ, ਧੁੱਪ ਭਰੇ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਦਿਨ, ਰੰਗਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ਿੰਗਾਰੇ ਦਿਨ. This is spring season and is full of sunlight and love and full of colors. All the days are beautiful. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, go. Basant Machwi.
Thank you all of us for who are gathered for this 15th poetry session. I have my own opinion about this swara, and that is the voice. My mother tongue is Marathi, but I loved Hindi. Marathi I didn't go to school, but in house I speak Marathi. So my poem is in Hindi and the title is Swaranjali. I have expressed my inability to add my poetic tone to the poem and feel unfit as a poet. I referred here the voice of birds and animals and great poets and singers and who impress and have called us and millions to get follow. Out of that, Sanskrit has a great value via one word, sur. I think I'm adding that point that sur is necessary for poetry. If there is no sur, poetry becomes a prose. And I think most of us are missing that thing, and our poetry becomes a prose poetry. However, so all that is what I'm doing. I may not be in a position to translate it in English, but time and again I will try to explain what I mean to say. So the poem is Swaranjali. गलती है मेरी, मैं स्वर को ही वॉइस मान बैठा, वाणी ध्वनि आवाज में ही गाता रहा, कविता को सुर दे न सका, इसी कारण कविता को सुर दे न सका, इसी कारण फीकी रहती मेरी कविता. स्टेज वाले कवियों के शब्द कोई खास होते नहीं, स्टेज वाले कवियों के शब्द कोई खास होते नहीं, फिर भी मंच पर चढ़कर उनमें स्वरों का आभूषण पहनाते, सुनते उसमें स्वरों का आभूषण पहनाते, सुनने वालों की तालियां बजवाते. वैसे सुर न हो तो बेसुर हो जाए सबकी बोली, वैसे सुर न हो तो बेसुर हो जाए सबकी बोली, तो बात पते की होती पर लगती कड़वी, कभी कभी क्रोध और गुस्से वाली, तो कभी कभी राजनीति में द्वंद्व फैलाती. Because when the political persons they talk, if they don't have proper tone, it creates misunderstanding. तो कभी कभी राजनीति में द्वंद्व फैलाती. स्वर महिमा सुन लो, स्वर की महिमा सुन लो। माँ के खातिर रावण ने सुर से कैलाश पर्वत हिला दिया. All of us know that Ravan had moved this Kailash Parvat. सुर से कैलाश पर्वत हिला डाला. लता मंगेशकर ने अपने पिता खातिर करोड़ों दिलों पर राज कर डाला. हर पशु पक्षी, I am telling because the seasons are there and my name is Vasant and it is incorporated in their poems by 6 or 7 poets here. हर पशु पक्षी के होते अपने स्वर, कौवा समान पर न बन पाता कोयल. दहाड़े हाथी और शेर की अलग अलग पहचान, इनमें बनती उनकी केवल. रस रहित पिता के बोल पसंद नहीं पुत्र पुत्री को. रस रहित पिता के बोल नहीं पुत्र पुत्री को. कारण यही माँ लगती दुलारी उनको. कान्हा रहा यशोदा के पास. कान्हा रहा यशोदा के पास. राम करते कौशल्या माँ का सम्मान. जनता नकार रही बेसुरे. मंदिर गिरजाघर के घंटों को. जनता नकार रही बेसुरे. मंदिर गिरजाघर के घंटों को. मस्जिद से आती अजान लाउड स्पीकर को. बरगलाते पाखंडी सत्संगों को और नर्तकी के घुंघरू कोठों को. बुरा न मानो स्वर की शान पहचान है भाषा. बुरा न मानो स्वर की पहचान है भाषा. अंग्रेजी अलंकृत हो रही 6 स्वरों से. हिंदी तृप्त होती है 12 से. हिंदी तृप्त होती है 12 से. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट वॉवेल्स. देयर आर हाउ मेनी वॉवेल्स? तो स्वर की शान पहचान है भाषा. अंग्रेजी अलंकृत होती 6 से, पर संस्कृत अपनाती 16 से. तालू को अगर चिपका कर जुबान बोल दिखाओ तो कोई भी स्वर पहचान. तभी तो अंतर है संस्कृत में मंत्र और तंत्र में, क्योंकि उसमें होते 16 स्वर. वेद पुराण उपनिषद तक इन्हीं सुरों से गाकर लेते अपनी पहचान. ऋषियों के श्राप आशीर्वाद तक प्रभावहीन रह जाते सब तब, जब स्वर रहित होते वे सब. सुर और स्वर का रहता चोली दामन का साथ. सुर न हो तो राष्ट्रगान तक बन जाता अनाथ. सुर न हो तो राष्ट्रगान बन जाता अनाथ. वाद्य यंत्र तक कहलाते बेसुरे समान. राजनैतिक तक करते युद्ध आवाहन. The last para is what I am trying to impress, that अंत में मेरे पश्चाताप के स्वर है कठोरता. अंत में मेरे पश्चाताप के स्वर कठोरता. कविता के स्वर सुर में न ढाल पाता. है मेरी विवशता असफलता है. कुछ उदाहरण है कवियों का. कुमार विश्वास, पवार और मनोज मुसस्सर तथा रविंद्र की गीतांजलि. तभी तो मेरी कविता है उन सब स्वरांजलि. Thank you very much. In short, it is that if we go for poetry in a prose way, it has lesser effect. If poetry has voice, that is, I am talking about sur, then it has great effect, and that is the importance of poetry in padya. In Hindi, it is called padya. Thank you very much.
Very good. I just wanted to correct you. You said Sanskrit has 16. Panini says 21. So anyway, so that you think a little more. Next one. Who is this? Sakuntala? Or who is? Want to go? Okay. Sakuntala Gupta, professor in Odisha.
Namaskar. The title of this poem I'm going to recite today is Chiratvishi Vipakya. It's a poem in Odia. So Chiratvishi means beam of light. Chiratvishi means the brilliance that is not going to diminish. So the poem represents conversation between hopelessness, that is naidasya, and hope. Why we need to listen our inner voice? The subjective self required to identify it in some way. So it is a conversation between naidasya and asha. So the subjective self finds its inner voice, the counterpart, as a source of hope, which is an everlasting source of brilliance to it. It connects the self to the cosmic energy in the poem. It's an abstract poem. So first I recite in Odia, Chiratvishi Vipakya. ମୁଁ ଆଗ୍ନେୟ ଗିରିରୁ ବହି ଯାଇଥିବା ମୃତ ଲାଭା ପରି ସମୁଦ୍ର ବକ୍ଷ ଚିରି ଦେଖିଛି ମାଟିର ହୃଦ ଅକାତ ପାଣିରେ ଭାସୁଛି ଆକାଶକୁ ଘର କରି ତୁମେ ଆବରି ଧରିବାର ସୂକ୍ଷ୍ମ କଳା ଗଢ଼ିଛ ମାୟାବୀ ସହର ବନ୍ଧି ଦ୍ୱୀପ ମୋ ଶିଥିଳ ଦେହରେ ଅହରହ ଚଳଚଞ୍ଚଳ ମୁଁ ଶୀତ ବେଳାଭୂମି ହୋଇ ଲୋଟିଛି ମୋ ଦିନଗୁଡ଼ିକ ସାମୁକାର ଜୀବନ ନେଇ ଭାସିଛନ୍ତି ଏଣେ ତେଣେ ମହାନ ନବେ ଅଙ୍ଗାର ଖଣ୍ଡେ ଲେଖା ଗର୍ଭେ ନେଇ ତୁମେ ମୋ ଆତ୍ମାକୁ ସାଇତିଛ ଯତ୍ନରେ ପିନ୍ଧାଣି ପରଶ ମୁକ୍ତାଟିଏ ଅଳଙ୍କୃତ କରି ଯଦିଓ ସମର୍ପିବାକୁ ଅନ୍ୟ ପକ୍ଷର ଗଳାରେ ମୁଁ କେଇଟା ଛନ୍ଦମାନଙ୍କ ସାହିତ୍ୟରେ ପୋଷଣ ଆଉ ପୋଷକର ଗଳ୍ପ ଶୁଣୁଛି ଦୋହଲୁଛି ବାୟା ବସାଟିଏ ପରି ସମୟର ତାଳ ଗଛରେ ତୁମେ ଝଡ଼ ହେ ଝଞ୍ଜାଡ଼ିଛ ମୋ ସର୍ବାଙ୍ଗ ପୁଣି ଧୀର ସମୀରରେ ଗାଇଛ ପ୍ରେମରାଗିଣୀ ବସନ୍ତର ଦାହରେ ଆହୁରି କରିଛ ଜୀବନ୍ତ ପ୍ରତିଥର ମୁଁ ଦୃଶ୍ୟ ଆଉ ଦ୍ରଷ୍ଟା ସାଜିଛି ଏକ ସମୟରେ ମୁଁ ନିଜକୁ ଖୋଜିଛି ଶରୀର ଆଉ ବାୟବୀୟ ପ୍ରତିବିମ୍ବରେ ଏକାକୀ ତୁମେ ମୋର ଅନ୍ତଃସ୍ୱର ହେଇ ଲେଖିଛ କବିତାର ପଙ୍କ୍ତି ଦେଖାଇଛ ଯୁଗ୍ମ ନକ୍ଷତ୍ରଙ୍କ ପ୍ରଣୟ କାହାଣୀ ଅବିଶ୍ୱସନୀୟ ସ୍ୱପ୍ନ ପରଳରେ କାଳାତୀତ ଅଣାୟ ଧନ୍ୟବାଦ So I have tried to translate it, but meaning is like that when I am going through hopelessness, you became my hope. And I identify you like this. In first danger, it's like I am like a frozen lava, discovered a clay heart beneath the bosom of this ocean. The sky was my only shelter, and I was sailing in the bottomless water. And you became the passionate art of beholding, anchored a magical city so alive on my cold body at this fire island. I was a soaked seashore. My days were having life of oysters floating here and there in vast ocean with pieces of ash inside. But you preserved my soul, planted pearls inside with your supreme care, which may adorn someday someone. I was a nest of weaver birds, swaying on palm tree of time amid stories of prey and predators. You stormed me to the core, but also made me thrive again with lullabies of love in each dream. I became the object and observer at once, could see past and future at same instant when search for myself within the body and my abstract projection beyond, I was alone. Then you, ray of light, my counterpart, wrote lines of poetry, being my inner voice, shown me brilliance of twins with their stars in love, on incredible canvas of dreams, timeless and ceaseless. Thank you.
All right. Okay, all right. So next we have two more. This Rajulu, do you want to join? Give a poem?
I'm sorry, brother. I can't. Sorry, Ji.
That's okay.
I'm not a prefer. Prefer. So sorry. Next time I can join with you. Next time. Sure.
Right.
Next time.
So we have two more left. Mahendra Bhai and then Jayant Bhai, I think, is it? So let us get going. Why not Mahendra Bhai go first and Jayant Bhai, as usual, will end the program. Mahendra Bhai.
Let me unmute. I'm unmute, right? I believe, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. My poem is in English, and it is titled "A Voice on the Wind." And this poem is by Madison Julius Kevin, who lived from 1865 to 1914. He was an American poet. He's written many poems. Okay, this is how it goes. It is in 5 stanzas. Okay. She walks with the wind on the windy height. When the rocks are loud and the waves are white, and all night long she calls through the night, "Oh, my children, come home." Her bleak gown, torn as a tattered cloud, tosses around her like a shroud, while over the deep her voice rings loud, "Oh, my children, come home, come home. Oh, my children, come home, come home." Who is she who wanders alone when the wind drives sheer and the rain is blown? Who walks all night and makes her moan, "Oh, my children, come home." Whose face is raised to the blinding gales, whose hair blows back black and whose eyes are pale, while over the world goes by her veil, "Oh, my children, come home, come home. Oh, my children, come home, come home." She walks with the wind in the windy wood. The dark rain drips from her hair and hood, and her cry sobs by like a ghost pursued, "Oh, my children, come home." Where the trees loom gaunt and the rocks stretch drear, the owl and the fox crouch back with fear, as wild through the wood her voice they hear, "Oh, my children, come home, come home. Oh, my children, come home, come home." Who is she who shudders by when the boughs blow bare and the dead leaves fly? Who walks all night with her wailing cry, "Oh, my children, come home"? Who, strange of look and wild of tongue, with one feet wounded and hands wild wrung, sweeps on and on with her cry far flung, "Oh, my children, come home, come home, come home. Oh, my children, come home." It is the spirit of autumn no man sees, the mother of death and of mysteries, who cries on the wind all night to these, "Oh, my children, come home." The spirit of autumn, pierced with pain, calling her children home again, death and dreams, through ruin and rain, "Oh, my children, come home, come home. Oh, my children, come home, come home." That's the end of the poem.
No, thank you. All right. So last but not the least, Jayant Bhai the way. Unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
No, congratulations to everybody. I think we had a wonderful session today, each and every poet. My poem is about mistake or bhul, we call it. But before that, we go back to the swar. Swar is in a translation in Panini or grammar. If you go back to that, we have also the swar and there is a vyanjan. So swar is we call vowel and vyanjan is consonant. And if you go back again to the same definition, the swar, self, awaj or swar, you can pronounce it by itself fully, while consonant needs a swar to pronounce it. And so I would put it other way around, is self, you, versus the vyanjan is the ego in yourself. And that ego cannot be expressed without swar. It needs expression and or people around to environment and everything. But so since we are born, started our life till end, we're always afraid to make mistake. So instead of worried about or concerned about those mistakes, we can celebrate the mistake. And so this is called Bulnu Bhajan. Or also it's a hymn about celebrating mistake. Also the swar, or when we start repeating and repeating and repeating, it creating that resonance, and which becomes mantra in meditation. And the whole poem is about the resonance of the using the same word over and over and over again, calling bhul, mistake, bhul, mistake, bhul, 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 bhul. So let me read it in Gujarati first, whole poem. કે આ ભૂલની ભૂલામણીમાં ભૂલ થઈ તો ભૂલી જવી. આ ભૂલની ભૂલામણીમાં ભૂલ થઈ તો ભૂલી જવી, કે ભૂલને ન ભૂલવાની ભૂલ કદી કરવી નહીં. કો માનવ માટે આ જન્મ લીધો એ પણ એક ભૂલ છે. કો માનવ માટે આ જન્મ લીધો એ એક ભૂલ છે. તો કોઈના માટે આ જીવન જીવ્યા એ ભૂલ છે. કોઈ સંત કહે છે કે આ જન્મ ગત જન્મની ભૂલ છે, કે કામદેવથી ઘાયલ થયેલા માનવીની ભૂલ છે. ભૂલ કદી કરવી નથી, ભૂલ કદી કરી નથી, એવું ગૌરવ તો લેવું જ નહીં, ને ભૂલના શૃંગારથી શરમાવું પણ સહેજે નહીં. ને જેવી કસમ ખાધી કે આજ છેલ્લી ભૂલ છે, એમ કહેવું એ પણ એક નવી ભૂલ છે. ભૂલની પરંપરાથી કેવી દુનિયા આગળ વધે. ભૂલની પરંપરાથી કેવી દુનિયા આગળ વધી, ને ભૂલથી અચાનક કોલંબસને નવી દુનિયા જડી. ભૂલની કો છાશમાં ગોરસ સંતાયું જ્ઞાનનું. ભૂલની કો છાશમાં ગોરસ સંતાયું જ્ઞાનનું, શોધ્યું જેણે તેને મળ્યું બિરુદ સંસારનું. ભૂલમાં ને ભૂલમાં, ભૂલમાં ને ભૂલમાં કો મિત્રો બન્યા, કો વેરી બન્યા. ને ભૂલની ભૂરકીથી વર્ષોના સંબંધો ઝેરી બન્યા. ભૂલના ગજરા બાંધી, ભૂલના ગજરા બાંધી જે મનુજ આનંદે ડૂબે, તે હરીને ચિંતા સોંપી ભવસાગરને તરે. આ ભૂલની ભૂલામણીમાં ભૂલ થઈ તો ભૂલી જાય. That's it. Basically, the mistake, I'm just giving you the not exact translation, but the mistake is like walking blindfolded in a crossword puzzle path in life. But never try to forget the mistakes we made. Some people, for them to get a birth on this earth is a mistake. So for some people to live their life on this earth is a mistake. All the saint Keshe, the saint saying that this life is the mistake of our past life. Or we are maybe beaten by an arrow and we have become the victim of unknown desire. Never be proud saying that, oh, I'm proud of my mistake. Or you can never be mistakes all kind of decorate yourself with all kind of mistakes. But anytime you take a vow that this is my last mistake, to say that it's also a mistake. And because of the mistake, the world has gone far. Even Columbus, by mistake, he found a new world. And when you churn or go through deep into your mistake, you can always find something good in it to go forward. And one who can do that, they are being appreciated, praised in this world. And because of the mistake, some people, friends, they become enemies. Or the relationship of life, long life, because of the mistake, they have become poisonous. But if you wear the garland of all the mistakes you do and just stay happy and leave everything to Hari, the God, you will be better off in this life. That's it. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So why not we unmute ourselves, and can we just unmute yourself and have a round of applause to all people? Can we do that? Unmute yourself, and then together when we say 1, 2, 3, just clap. And Chandu can take a picture maybe of the screen.
I can do it.
So 1, 2, 3, let us say. Everybody unmuted? Everybody unmuted. So I'll say 1, 2, 3. No, you are okay. Sejal is not unmuted. Okay, so I'll be everybody unmute, and then 1, 2, and 3.